Well, here we go. It's time for some Ankara, and as Ben has said, it is the first winners match, but also for Anubis, it is their first match here at CFS 2019. They did come through with a forfeit in the first stages of this group. So, you know, it's a tough first game to play against a team like All Gamers.
Yeah, definitely, but it's good to see this map back in action. I think we really get some exciting games on Ankara. So
definitely a lot of presence in towards mid. You'll see that a lot from both teams. I think All Gamers to start on the attack here, and they're sort of spread across everywhere.
A lot of sneaking about here and there.
Well, Bean again with his ult.
Very aggressive. He's just gone on his own on a little lone wolf operation towards that B site. You can see also ZQ having a wander around in the middle of the map, ready to cut off any rotations. 3-man stack towards the A site for Anubis. So not expecting anything to come in through middle, and this could be their undoing.
Well, Yusuf does to an extent have that covered off, although I'm not sure that he's going to be too easy to trade if he does go down. So it's maybe more of a one and done position there for him. And AG certainly are headed in the direction of the B side, so this could well work out in their favour. Anubis do have the time, though, still to rotate across. I mean, it's not like AG are putting the pedal to the metal just yet, but Bean is very close by to the site now, and this is where push is going to have to come to shove for Anubis, and that is not what you want to be seeing early on in the piece. Snare goes down, a nice shot for Bean to get him underway here in this match as well, and AG just swarm their way onto this bomb site. Yusuf cowering in the smoke. There's not much that he can do until this rotation comes across.
Best thing for him to do is just to sit and wait for his team to come across on the flanks. Obviously, AG are ready for that as well, and we've seen some crazy retakes on this map as well.
Bean situates himself in a nice position up there on the sniper's nest. So, look, I think this is looking quite nice for the Chinese squad, but Snake does open things up for Anubis, and there's a couple of trades coming back in for them. That's a great shot from Yusuf. They're out to play Anubis. Oh my god, he's doubled down, but he needs one more. LSN on the bomb site, and 10 seconds to find that kill. It's not going to go the way of Yusuf, so it will be AG that start off with the round on the board, but some nice displays shown there by Anubis.
Absolutely. Credit to Anubis for getting that back to a 1-on-1 after being down in deficit. Obviously, Yusuf just not enough HP at the end there to tie things up and get that defused. He had the time. Everything was in his favour. Obviously, didn't expect AG to be in the open waiting for him as well. So, that's good if you're Anubis. It's a good sign for them to be able to take it to All Gamers this early on.
Yeah, definitely have to take heart in a round like that. Hassam close by around the corner here, waiting for AG, and he has an idea, but ZY just ducks under the bullets. Monkey looking for the trade is going to get cleaned up as well. And again, it's that dynamic duo of ZY and ZQ that are going together, and they've opened up the site.
Not a good sign for them, to be honest, Jordan. They were sort of set up ready for that trade, but that's an old strategy that we even saw pretty much phase out last year. And you can see why. It's not very effective. The peak advantage there for All Gamers. Good work there by Snare to even things up a little bit.
Snake's going to have to do some work here, and he does manage to find two, but Snare, unfortunately, again dispatched off by LSN, who has finished off both of the rounds with the last kill for All Gamers. Up 2-0. That one looked a lot cleaner for the Chinese squad.
Yeah. The retake from Anubis looked a little bit sloppy as well. No utility usage. It was just trying to get in through that gateway, that choke point. It's not going to work against a team like All Gamers who are spread up into multiple spots and crossfires and such. But again, it's only 2-0. Let's see what we can see here from All Gamers roster, who obviously are not leaving anything behind. Not taking any risks against Anubis early on.
Feels as though All Gamers have figured out that maybe the A side is a little weaker than the B side.
Oh, absolutely. They felt like a deck of cards last round.
So they've moved their way over there again.
At the same time, Anubis have only got the two players here.
Here indeed, but those two players are going to need to step up here for Anubis. All Gamers do get in close, but Hassam gets two. Monkey not able to get much more, but there is a third as well for Hassam, which puts Anubis in a good spot here now. 2 versus 3. Snare coming across, but Snake gets behind him. Very true to his name. Sneaking around, and good shot from ZY, but even better trade for Anubis, and they will find their first round.
There you go. So they're on the board. They're plus 11 in terms of round score now. So that's great for them. And that was a very convincing round for Anubis as well. Hassam with a great 3 kill. AG looking to head towards A side again, emulate success from last round, getting that entry, maybe cause a rotate from Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, these are the good signs, I think, that we're seeing from Anubis. It doesn't seem like individually they're outmatched by
No
all
way,
gamers.
no way. They're on par. Look at these guys. They're all already got equal KDs. No one's sitting on 0. So, and I like this 3-man stack. They've read the play perfectly. All gamers going for that double pump, that double fake. Smoking everything out, being meticulous in their approach. Assam just getting caught out. A little unlucky with the timing there. The all-star player that is Bean, you can't really hold it against him.
Yeah, but these are the kind of things that Anubis can't be letting slip by the wayside.
Well, you do have Snare here on the flank. A little bit too early, but see what he can do with that Orm. So not a great position to be in. He gets taken down by Bean again. So 2 for Bean so far.
Yusuf will try and salvage the situation, but has to deal with ZQ, just popping up and down. 2 for 1, certainly better than a 2 for 0, if you're Anubis at least. But it doesn't really put you in a great spot here. It's going to really open up those bomb sites. As you can see, the rotation comes across to A from Anubis. They kind of have to gamble on one of these sites, and unfortunately, they gambled on the incorrect one, which will allow all gamers onto A for a free.
If you think about it, the score at the moment, it's 2 for 1, Jordan. Every single Anubis gamble hasn't paid off, and they've still got 1 round on the board. So, and they've still looked like they've been in it. So as soon as some of these stacks start paying off for Anubis, I think they're going to be in with a good chance to even up the scoreline. But these gambles that they keep taking so far, not working out for them. A little bit unlucky. I mean, Snare probably on the wander, unnecessary.
They're going to make their way back in here. Anubis are really stepping up. ZQ and TMQ, though, will manage to chime back in. Monkey won't get too much done. ZQ finishes him off with a headshot. And that'll be another one on the board for all gamers. Probably the expected result after you see the bomb go down for free, essentially, on A. But again, Anubis, on that retake, they're putting in some good work. They're getting a couple of kills. It's not like they're getting steamrolled here.
They are looking dangerous on their pack roll mentality, but unfortunately, it's the numbers that they're not getting. It's always one person getting multiple kills instead of each one of them getting one. And they're not getting any trades or anything like that, Jordan. So that's where the real issue is there.
They're also having trouble just holding on to the bomb sites. I mean, it's the retakes that have been looking good, but the actual holding of the sites hasn't.
Well, the one round they won was Hassam holding the A site, getting 3 kills.
Yeah.
They need a little bit more than that. They need 1 kill per player. I know it sounds like your usual arithmetic of like if we could all just get 1 kill, but essentially that's what's happening.
And they got to stop losing players early on in the piece to Bean as well.
That's twice now. Snare walking around with the sniper rifle gets caught out by Bean. Now we are talking about Bean, the guy that absolutely dismantled one of the best Chinese teams yesterday, single-handedly.
At least that's a good trade back earlier on in the piece for Anubis. It's not now a 3v4. It is still a 4v4, so Anubis have got the numbers on the board.
Gives them a chance to take a little breath. Now this is looking like one of the second B hit of this half for all gamers. They have set it up so far. The lack of utility spent towards the A site should be ringing alarm bells to Anubis. TMQ just looking for any of the ninjas.
It's going to be a long rotate, though, for the 2 Anubis players on the A site, which means these guys on B have to do some work. All the flashes coming out from all gamers after the contact play does give away their position. ZQ pushing up, but doesn't know Yusuf is still on the site. Bean, however, will catch Snake as well, and so we do still have that numbers advantage for all gamers, despite what looked like it could be a good hold for Anubis. All gamers always seem to find a way.
This is looking almost too much for Anubis. Reminds me of last year. I know. It reminds me of last year when we were watching Black Dragons, who were also love Ankara. Just seeing Will dominate around with an AWP. But he is on another team now, so it'll be interesting to see Black Dragons on this map.
I wonder if this is going to start getting into the heads of Anubis. Now down 4-1, they're feeling like they've had some opportunities, but they've let them slip.
Well, they have let a lot of things slip this half.
And Bean is getting rolling as well.
Yeah, well, that's definitely something you don't want as well. But the 3-man stack is finally going to pay off towards the A site.
Well, I mean, all gamers haven't committed to it just yet, but we haven't really seen any fakes from them, so...
Oh, Monkey, you're so lucky. Bean's going to have a shot there and just, again, go check out middle, make sure it's clean.
Well, he showed the fact that the sniper is over toward the A side of the map. So what information does that give to Anubis? Do they float a player into mid to kind of have a look? And I think that's kind of what Bean is hoping for. As again, he's going to post on the same line.
Well, they've been ready for it every other round, right? So it's time now that you go, okay, Bean is superior, and we should all bow down to Bean. Just let him have middle. Let him have that side of the map. We'll just hold on to our sides. Now, the real thing here is Yusuf is out of position a little bit. Good opportunity for Bean to catch him off guard, but it is a risk for Bean. He is on his own, but he's going to make his way back towards the A site. Anubis still have 3 players here, which is fantastic. Let's see what they can do. This is actually a double pump. They've already thrown a bit of utility just to scare Anubis. No rotation has come out yet, so it does look like a fake at this point.
Monkey just hiding behind the box on the site. Snake under the stairs is going to be the first one to take contact. It's a 1-for-1. Information is there, though, for Anubis. And when they have the players in position to take these aim battles, they tend to win them. As you can see right now, it's all coming up on the kill feed, the favor of Anubis. A 3v1 and ZQ dispatched of. That's a much cleaner round for Anubis.
There you go. Like I said, Jordan, just a matter of time until those gambles start to pay off. There's only a few more rounds left in the half now, so Anubis are going to need a little bit of momentum going into that next half, I think. But that passive play style pays off for them this time. There was a nice little switch and bait on the A site. Hiding behind the box was Monkey. But Snake, I think he's been the real star for Anubis so far. I mean, he's got the most kills, but his kills have just been very important and very difficult as well. Like, he's been opening up these rounds.
Has to continue to do so.
Yeah.
Not really rest on your laurels against a team like All Gamers.
Snake and Hassam, I've got to say, they're the power duo for this team so far by the looks of it. The first time I've ever seen Anubis play. And they're definitely standing out. They have completely given up this vent, this side passage. As 2 rounds now, Hassam has been picked there. Bean just scoping in. Again, look at this aggression on the B side, though. They do have the 2 men on the A side all on their own, while we have Yusuf and Snake pushing around middle. It's very important that Anubis do not get picked off here on the A side. The rotate will be so fast.
I think the rotate is starting to come across now from Anubis, but maybe not even required. Though Monkey will fall, a 1-for-1. They have the idea of where Hassam is. ZY spots him. Hassam still doing a good job of holding on as long as possible, but does fall without doing too much damage. It's Snake, Snare, and Yusuf that have rotated across. And it's now Yusuf in a 1v1. ZY gets cleaned up, and again, Anubis step up. The individuals are finding their moments, finding their rhythm, and Anubis are putting AG to the sword.
Yeah, that was such an important round for Anubis. They were very well set up, prepared for that A hit, and if they weren't going to win rounds like that, well, then you could almost rule them out of the match. But again, they've shown their caliber here in holding onto that A site, reading the play as well, having players instantly ready to rotate. And despite Hassam going down easily, Snare was able to pick one up as well.
Definitely seems to me like when AG aren't finding the opener, courtesy of Bean with the sniper, they are sort of scratching their heads a little bit as to how to get into these bomb sites.
Yeah, also if Bean is being quiet and not asserting his dominance across the map and showing that they have the real estate, then Anubis are happy to go and push around and be quick on that rotate. So Anubis are doing a great job to read the play. They only had 2 players on that A site last round. And they were there within a matter of seconds to back up. Now, where All Gamer is really struggling is, like you said, if Bean doesn't find that pick when they hit a bomb site, they don't actually have any information on where the players are for Anubis as well.
This just seems like it's going to be a repeat of the last round. All Gamers, again, making their way to the A side.
We have LSN in the middle this time, stopping that instant rotate. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah, but All Gamers weren't quite even able to get solidly onto the bomb site again, and this is what I'm talking about. Snake and Hassam, they just continue to hold strong. Monkey this time, he gets aggressive. ZQ will shut him down, but Snake has managed to get across. He has managed to get around to the side and to the back. We've seen this so many times before, and he's so aware of where All Gamers can be.
Yeah, I've got to say, Anubis do appear to have excellent communication. You could even see Snake coming across there. He drops the Orm, picks up the AK, knows exactly what he's dealing with. A low HP player on the right and another low HP player on the left, courtesy of Monkey. And that's something I've noticed here. Anubis have just got excellent communication, and that's one of the things you're going to need in this game.
Oh, Yusuf gets cleaned up early on in the piece. That is the change-up that's going to favour all gamers. Monkey, however, can he get this right? Gets the timing. And it's LSN that falls. Snare as well chimed in with one in the meanwhile as all gamers try to push their way onto the B bomb site, but they have so many threats to deal with. ZQ's running around without his pistol out, and it's just an absolute blender. Anubis players at the back, at the front, on the side, everywhere. And they have just cleaned up all gamers. That is incredible. 5-4 now.
Yeah, very interesting. All gamers went to mix it up a little bit there, and just you've got Anubis throwing a spanner in the works with two players going aggressive on the B site, hitting their shots as well. And so when all gamers, despite going through middle with a clean run, finding themselves into the B site, they had every angle to contend with. Snake did a great job to stay alive and fall off, and then come back with the rest of his team. And if I'm all gamers, I'm a little bit concerned here.
I think so. I mean, I'd say they're feeling pretty perplexed. I mean, maybe this is a brand of crossfire that's coming from Egypt that the Chinese teams aren't really used to, aren't really comfortable with. We don't get to see Anubis all that much at these kinds of international tournaments.
What I'm seeing here, Jordan, is just Anubis are mechanically on par with all gamers.
Yeah.
And it's literally coming down to the little tiny decisions and little mistakes for both teams. That's all that's separating these two at the moment.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There is still another half to play here. Anubis, again, with that Wolfpack mentality.
If anyone's going to choke a lead, it's going to be Anubis. So we do need to keep an eye on that for sure.
Yeah, but they have been in this situation before, and they did say they've learned a lot from it. We'll see what they have done, what kind of work they've done since the Egypt Invitational here. Another opportunity to topple a Chinese team, and a good entry from Hassam is going to start to make inroads into the B-bomb side as we see the bomb being planted, but maybe it doesn't even matter. Snake and Yusuf are going to grab two. LSN's down, ZQ's down. It's just CY that's left alive now for AG. And he's going to have to pull off the mother of all clutches to get this round.
I'll be honest, if anyone can do it, it is ZY.
Oh, well, maybe that's one of the reasons. But even despite it going down to a 1v1, it was always Anubis' round. But they're up 6-4. I mean, he's had like 4 or 5 rounds in a row now for Anubis.
Yep. They're looking very comfortable at the moment now. They can't afford to get too overconfident. A 4-man stack on the A site for all gamers, Jordan. Look at this, they're pushing up.
Might work out for them. LSN is going to catch Monkey. ZY continues to push forward. And no, there's a player to his right, but Yusuf and Snake do manage to trade down. The fundamentals are there for Anubis, and yet this is still going to be a messy round, even if it is favouring Anubis right now. Finally, some semblance of control for one of the two teams, and it is Anubis.
That's something I haven't seen since RU Legends last year.
Yeah, I mean, that's a gamble from all gamers, and it hasn't worked out. I think that shows their mentality right now, or where their mindset is.
Well, I think that is going to destroy their mindset right now. That looked like a last chance saloon for all gamers, and to get decimated like that, Anubis, they weren't actually ready for it, in my opinion. They could tell me otherwise after the match, but they dealt with that perfectly. Yusuf did so well to stay alive.
I mean, and if they weren't ready for it, then it's not even so much their preparation, it's more so the reactions, and the fact that they're able to react to that so quickly even still is kind of a good sign. TMQ though, going to try and make this clutch happen. He does dispatch of Yusuf early on in the piece, flashbang up onto the bomb side as he'll try and provide some space for himself to work forward, but Snare is watching from the angle. Easy does it, and Anubis another one in a row as well. And they are really shaping up here. All gamers, this is where you have to start getting a bit worried.
Well, I'm not going to say anything yet, but so far so good for Anubis. Again, you see this time now they're ready for all gamers to go on their aggressive attack on the A site, but nothing is coming through. But you do have, look at the mini map there. You do have TMQ pushing so far up towards the B site. Anubis yet to clear that out. That could be a spanner in the works. But again, Anubis seem to be able to adapt to anything at this point, as they are going to group up and take middle. It's been a while since we have seen a fight from these vents. Yeah. LSN very close here.
Snare is
opts to reload right next to LSN, and LSN pounces.
Yeah, it's Monkey that falls, not Snare. He has been a big proponent of the success on this attacking side for Anubis, so good to see him still alive in this round. But can he have the impact with that Orm? Yusuf is sort of sneaking over toward the A side at the moment. rest of Anubis will be keeping their eyes on B.
You gotta remember that's the C4 being spotted as well. There is Yusuf over towards A, just trying to make some noise. There is a stack towards B. LSN is in a very pivotal position here. If he gets some teamwork with TMQ, Yusuf won't be able to support his teammates.
Does seem as though Anubis are trying their best to dispatch of LSN. You've got a few players that are sort of looking in.
They just want to draw him out, don't they? But he's not making any mistakes at this point. They do have the advantage. Here we go, 5-on-4 onto the B site. A million places to check, a million places to hold. They'll want to get someone posted up onto that sniper deck.
It looks like all gamers are in a good position to finally break that drought. But Snare finds an important kill. Rotation still yet to come across, actually, from all gamers. And even though it is a 3v4, with the bomb plant going down now, this is a winnable round for Anubis.
You can see Snare thinks it is a little bit too quiet and immediately starts checking the flank.
Almost gets rewarded for his intuition as well, but doesn't hit the shot there. Out in the open, is going to give an easy kill to ZY. Snake now from a 4v1 into a 2v1, but cannot keep it alive. And Anubis do finally drop around here. It was quite a number in a row.
That's all right. If this is a battle of attrition, then Anubis will end up coming out on top. So they just need to stay calm at this point. All gamers with their first win of this half, I think, isn't it, Jordan?
Yep, definitely.
So nothing worth getting too excited about. And if Anubis can continue on their winning ways, as they have had quite a streak.
Bean's having a rough one as well on the defense. 0-3 so far this half.
Yeah, he has been definitely kept quiet by Snare. Although he hasn't been on the aggressive sort of, wandering through the map like Snare was.
TMQ again, aggressive.
Yeah. Well, if he is this far up, well, that's going to free up the rest of the players. So I don't know why they still have the other two sitting on the B side at this point. Yeah, Anubis on the hunt for LSN, making a lot of presence towards middle. No one peeking. Snare does like to reload that Orm a lot.
He does indeed. Maybe a nervous tick.
He's got 3 bullets left every time, and I see him reload, and I'm a little scared for him. But you can see 2 players on the A site. So all gamers want Anubis to head towards B, and that's why they are not contesting middle too hard. Bean holding that nice off angle will get smoked out. Utility usage through the roof here for Anubis, so they need to pounce.
They're going to go through the smoke as well here, Ian. So it's on to Bean, but he just gets dispatched off by Snake. Already, you can see the AG players have actually given up the bomb site there. More prepared to go for the retake here from multiple angles than they are to try and hold off the 2v5. It's going to allow the bomb down here for Anubis.
This is such an unusual position for Snare as well. He might have a lot of information, able to hear every single one of those players rotating through middle, and Snare will pick up the last one as well. So all gamers stuck in a precarious position, all 3 of them in the middle of the map.
Yeah, this is very dangerous indeed for all gamers. Anubis, just to keep that momentum rolling in their favour. It's certainly looking like a good round. LSN doesn't take advantage of the opportunity to catch Snare there as he dives through the window. And all gamers have to make their way onto the bomb site, but 8 seconds on the clock here. This is going to have to be perfect from all gamers, and maybe it just is, and maybe it's not. Yusuf and Monkey are still there, still alive for Anubis. And they put another round on the board. They are that close now to dispatching of all gamers here and going through to the quarterfinals.
That was such an excellent bomb plant position. It was an execute through the smoke, taking down Bean, the star player for all gamers, keeping him absolutely out of this half. And then the retake, well, like I said, Snare knew everything that was going on. All gamers just took far too long to get into the site. They couldn't find a single Anubis player. They're all housed in middle. And, well, they're looking like a great team so far. Definitely putting this tournament on notice.
They certainly are.
And doing a great job of representing Egypt so far. Can hold their heads high.
This will be the first time that TMQ is tested from this position and only able to get one. It really is a one-and-done position there. He has no one to trade for him. So while it's a bit of information there for AG, I think that really opens up the map a little more for Anubis than it kind of helps at all gamers.
Oh, Yusuf, he's backed off just at the wrong time. The timing here for all gamers. They've pushed up on the flank just as he's departed. And this is definitely a spanner in the works for Anubis having this fast flank on by All Gamers. They're going to at least pick up one before they'll be able to adapt. And with only a minute 20 left on the clock, I'm not sure.
You say that, but if Anubis can get quickly into this B site, take the 2v4 before the rotate comes across,
Without taking any casualties?
they might still be able to do it as they start working their way in here. Let's see how clean they can make it. Bean cops a couple of bullets, does survive though, and LSN is holding down the fort. All he has to do is buy time for the rotate, and he has done that. ZQ and ZY have now arrived. The bomb plan has not gone down, and it's a 2v2, but Yusuf just dumpsters all of them. And that's now Anubis on match point against All Gamers. And Trish, that is a face of, I think, defeat there.
Jordan, you don't know what to say, do you? I mean, Yusuf just went lights out.
I mean, I know what I wanted to say, but it wasn't safe for broadcasting it. That was what the problem was.
Yeah, All Gamers definitely just suffering so badly this match from the absence of Bean. He has been absolutely eliminated. Last round dying to 2 grenades. I mean, you've got to feel for him. He doesn't even get a chance. He gets 1 kill and then grenaded out of the match, you know? So
that said, this is the first round that he's actually been able to find a frag in this half. And look at the good position that it's put All Gamers in.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
I don't want to say the C word.
It might not even be enough.
Maybe not. Not the way that Anubis is finding these clutches.
They really hate that box as well. I'm just going to point it out there that that box just must be counter to everything Egyptian at this point. They just really take it out on that box.
That's a rough shot to miss.
So it's also bad for ZY because you can't afford to re-peak that.
That's the reason why. He did try to re-peak it, but Snare has been so solid with the Orm today.
Yeah, he's been really good. I mean, full credit to Anubis. They've really annihilated them at the moment.
Can they make it a 10-5, which would be a really solid win? Don't give AG any room to get back into this one. Well, here we go. ZQ does get 2. LSN also found 1. That's a nice round for All Gamers. A nice confidence builder, which they really need at this point.
Well, I'll be honest, the problem there is Anubis just went into that site without using any of their utility. And the stack that All Gamers were using, they're very reminiscent of something I'd see from Pacific Nocto, who loved this map as well. And their A site was strong as an ox.
Yeah, God, I miss Pacific knocked up. But at the moment, Anubis certainly filling some shoes quite nicely. They're going to creep through the smoke. This is unexpected and a pretty decent trade there from Anubis. This is a real spanner in the works for All Gamers, as Bean again misses a shot and he'll go down. TMQ now
has to go huge.
The weight of the world on his shoulders here for All Gamers, and he catches Monkey. Slow to react there was Monkey. And salvages the situation a little bit here for All Gamers. And Snare also missing the shot, but can he be backed up by Yusuf? Not well enough. It's on to Hassam. 1 versus 2, but All Gamers don't know where he is. The element of surprise is in his favor.
Oh, if anyone can blow a lead, it's going to be Anubis. The pressure is on Hassam right now to stand up.
He could be the hero for his roster, and just misses the shot. So
the timing just off.
Again, another one for All Gamers.
Yeah, you can see All Gamers now really starting to feel like they can get back into this match. Could even see a tie-up, Jordan. Well, but Anubis now, I mean, look, you're on the attacking team already. You can't really get any sort of aggression to try and catch people off guard. That last round, good evidence of that.
Yep.
As the trading from All Gamers was superior.
This is where we just want to see them default back to those fundamentals.
Oh, that's the thing. The more Jai-Yor that All Gamers give out.
Okay.
Yep, no, that's standard. That's believable.
Not a start that Anubis wants to see when you're up 9 and 7, but All Gamers are back.
Well, Bean has rotated off immediately towards that B site, so great work here by Anubis to read into it. But this is a good, solid crossfire as well.
It's going to be a tough one to deal with for Anubis.
Only 4 of them. No utility again. They go in dry. Great trades by Anubis.
It was kind of critical that Anubis got the first frag there, which they weren't able to do. Still, bomb plant will go down.
Yep. Oh, Snare's not going to cover the bomb plant. You know how all those little angles that the Orm is able to use on that A side. I don't know why he'd jump out of it immediately.
Yeah, but that said, what that has allowed him to do is get a bit more of an advanced position here on the defense. So maybe it's going to be the right decision, and he does start off well against TMQ, but he's lost Hassam. And now the danger man for Anubis has it all to do. 1v2, the pistol comes out.
No.
Bean gets another one. That's one more for All Gamers, and now 9-8.
I'd love to see some sort of timeout or something from Anubis at the moment.
Yeah, this is the choke under the pressure that they spoke about
yeah.
against Super Valiant at the Egypt Invitational. They said they'd learn from it.
Well, that's
and now they have one round to prove why.
How do you really learn from it, Jordan? Once you recognize it's happening, then you it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, unfortunately. It's going to take this win to get them out of that.
A lot of mental fortitude required now by Anubis. They have it on a platter in front of them. All they have to do is pick it up and take it. But it's not so easy when All Gamers is the waiter and they want to hang on to that food. Could be 9 apiece here and into overtime then for All Gamers.
Well, let's see. It's going to be up to All Gamers to serve it up on a silver platter, Jordan. 2 players on the A site, so Anubis have correctly gambled, and now they're going to use their utility to full execute onto A.
This is the change-up. Snake works his way in, but ZQ and ZY, once again, it's the dynamic duo that have done it so many times. Monkey with a 1v5 that turns into a 1v3, but it's just way too much to deal with, and All Gamers have secured overtime.
He picks up that AK. It's only got 2 bullets left in it, Jordan, and those 2 bullets were not enough. That was a solid defense.
Still impressed by what I've seen from Anubis, but this
is not the Anubis that we saw in the start of the game, right?
No,
they got to 9 rounds and then they changed into this other Anubis.
It's a tale of 2 halves as well.
Yeah.
So,
well, All Gamers definitely did what they could to get back into this, but there were opportunities there for Anubis to close this out. Unfortunately, the clutch play just not there for them at the moment. We'll see how this goes.
Plenty of work to be done by Anubis. I mean, you feel like they have already done it. You know, they feel like they've done enough to win this game, but they just haven't quite gotten over the edge.
I think they've done enough to earn some respect this tournament.
For sure.
But have they done enough to get through the winners bracket final to make it to the arena?
Well, here we go. AG back on the attack. So Anubis will be on the side that I think favoured them a little bit more here on Ankara. The defense.
Well, they have gambled towards A site, although it is just the initial pick and split. If they can find Snare wandering around again, but Bean taking control of the middle of the map ASAP. So it doesn't really mean there is an inclination to head towards the A site yet. Although a lot of utility has been spent from All Gamers so far. Perhaps on that double pump, but LSN there ready to trade out for Bean. I would love to see this Bean versus Snare duel.
This is where Bean had so much success.
Yep. Does look like they're going to capitulate onto that B site now as they rotate across the map. You can almost feel the tension, the dead quiet pressure on this last couple of rounds. TMQ, given point, needs to clear out this area, which was pretty much under control from Monkey in a couple of rounds. And here we go. We're about to see the firefight begin.
TMQ just floats across, but at least able to trade back. That puts a lot of the onus onto Snare now, who does back away, but still holds the line. That's good to see. Don't give All Gamers any real free room to move. That's a shot that he would have loved to have hit, though.
And that's the C4 going down as well.
Not much really that Anubis can do about it. TMQ here with a pistol trying to hold off the rotates. That's a good shot from Snake. Is a cause for concern for some of the All Gamers players, as you can hear them shouting out the orders.
Yep.
25 seconds here for Anubis, but numbers advantage, and they'll be well aware that there's someone still on the bomb site. They found him. It was LSN, and now it falls to ZQ and Bean, who has been dispatched of. It's just Bean left alive now, but he can't do too much in the 2v1. Anubis finally find their round. They finally break that drought.
Yep.
And it's maybe a bit of a sigh of relief.
Yeah, absolute pressure coming from the coach there.
But game's still not over just yet. There's still many hard yards to be put in here by Anubis.
To be honest, this was one of the tougher sides for Anubis on their defense. Their attack looked pretty good until towards the end where they crumbled under the pressure, but the defense, I thought All Gamers had them pretty much figured out. And But able to get that defuse as well. Working together to take down Bean. They know exactly. You can see the respect they give Bean. And that's why they've been able to neutralize him this whole match.
Anubis have been doing really well, but can they go the distance?
It's an underdog story already. They haven't even won yet. All gamers looked so strong against Baisha. You've really got to wonder how the next game goes with Baisha versus Anubis.
And if Anubis win this, though, this is the first real talking point that we've had out of the first 2 days.
Well, that'll be one Chinese team already knocked out, right?
Not knocked out. Oh, well, yes, technically, yeah, you're right. Unless they get through on the wildcard system.
Yeah, well, one round.
Yeah, that's true.
One round to their name, Baisha. So,
But if Baisha then beats All Gamers, it would be All Gamers.
yeah.
Kind of still a lot to play for, still a lot to think about.
Only the 2 players on the A site, as they will rotate across 4 players from All Gamers. The only 4 players left. Anubis with a great start on this round so far, but as I say that, Hassan falls.
That's a clean shot from ZY as well, and they've caught Monkey out in the middle of nowhere. He's in no man's land. Again, the onus falls to another retake for Anubis, which, to be fair, they were pretty good at, particularly on this bomb site during regulation time, but this is looking more tough. The utility is coming through from All Gamers. Bean has found an angle, does clean up one. They're all gone now for Anubis.
Great.
And AG find another round.
That was just fantastic entries onto the A site by AG as well, so you can't really fault AG for how they win that round. It was perfect. ZQ, ZY definitely standing up in this map. If only Snare could see through.
Yeah. Hasn't seen too much just yet, as is to be expected.
And they haven't gone for the 3 players towards A, which could be good. All Gamers with a 3-on-3 here. Snare does get the tag. No, he doesn't. Cops a little tickle for his own efforts. Bean, though, will rotate back towards middle, looking toward the vent. See if he can see anyone through there. No. Or the grate, rather. So it looks like they will move away from the A site, head towards B. The information seems to be given to them that there's 3 on the A site. Anubis unlucky every single time they stack the A site. All gamers seem to figure it out and head towards B. What I'd like to see is like a mid-round rotate from Anubis. Start the round with 3 on A, finish the round with 3 on B. Something like that. Just mix it up a little bit. Make a lot of noise towards the A site with 3 players. Give it away, maybe.
Well, the difficulty with that is now AG do have control of mid, so to make a rotate is going to be tenfold more difficult for Anubis, but they have floated use of 4.
I'm not sure about this, Jordan. Like you know, it is a one-and-done position. It's going to take a lot of skill to get more than 1 kill.
He's really playing with fire, making movements like this at
C4
this
is
late in the
over
round.
towards the A site, so they are going to hit A. It's just a matter of time. And Anubis have held. There are 3 players on the A site. Yusuf now will cop out this execute, see if it's a fake or not.
Oh, you can see the rotation coming across from Anubis on the defense just at the wrong time. Hassam can't start off well. TMQ just too strong on the entry. Rolls his way into the A bomb side. And
that was fantastic.
Going to plant the bomb there as well. ZY will fall, but it is still a numbers advantage right now for the Chinese squad with the bomb plant down. And again, the onus falls onto Anubis to make a retake happen.
That was just such a fantastic execute onto the A side as well by AG. Anubis really left wandering with their pants down.
Well, someone's going to have to frag out here for Anubis, and no one steps up. All gamers, you start to get the sense that they're back.
And 2 rounds on the attacking side, that's a big deal. And I think if you're Anubis right now, you are feeling the pressure. You've got to wonder what happened to their retakes. They were just they weren't able to do anything this time in overtime.
Yes, all gamers figured it out.
Oh, they definitely figured it out. They just really went for the fights.
That's the problem with being an underdog and, getting into a position where you can finish the match and then not finishing the match. The longer it goes over the course of a longer series, and this is why we have best of 3s and best of 5s and that kind of thing. It lowers the chances of an upset from happening. So if you do have that opportunity as Anubis, you really need to take it. And I wonder whether or not Anubis have let it slip too far now.
Yeah, right now all we need is some sort of random effort from all gamers and they've secured the match. Anubis were able to hold them off earlier, but now with all the pressure of being so close to victory, they're really going to be feeling it. Second guessing everything, every decision. Whereas you see these other teams like the Chinese Super Valiant, they just know they're going to win. It's inevitable. So it doesn't seem to come into question what decisions they make. And really, this is just another half for Bean to do better.
Yep.
Oh, you can just see the Snare versus LSN. Who will get the timing of the peak? Snare making a lot of noise here. 3 players on the A site. Anubis really do not want to go towards A. But guess what, Jordan? They are.
Well, we need to see some of that magic that we did see in the first half for
It's such a
Anubis.
good crossfire for all gamers as well. I'm very worried for Anubis.
Can understand why. We have given kudos to Anubis for their individual skills so far in this game. Let's see whether or not they're going to back that up. ZQ, and again ZY, they just flip around, turn around, and it's too easy for all gamers. They're a good trade out. Snare has to do it now for his squad, but can't. Bean waiting with the AK. Jayo indeed. All gamers, they know this is now their moment. It was so close for Anubis.
Yep.
Maybe a wry smile there, really. Well, it's happened again.
Yep, that's exactly what it will be. It's like we were close. It's not over yet, but at this point, you've got to be feeling it. Yeah.
Might be over now.
Well, the cards are definitely stacked against you, but you never know. It's good to fight for these things.
Certainly is. It's been a valiant effort from Anubis against a really solid side. All gamers, you can't...
Well, technically, they've got 10 rounds to their name going into the wild card. Should they lose to Baisha, but at this rate, I would even put them up against Baisha and have them as the favourite. You can really see the difference, though, where all gamers, they were just able to come back through sheer fortitude.
Yep. Well, they've been here time and time again, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which Anubis, unfortunately, doesn't have the luxury of. They are a newer squad to CFS. And they come from an undeveloped region in terms of Crossfire. You know, all gamers from China, it is the biggest region. And Anubis obviously doesn't get the same opportunities that the Chinese teams do. So they have done well, they have impressed. But they also haven't beaten all gamers. And it doesn't look like they will either. ZY gets another.
He can smell blood.
3 players all that remains for Anubis. As the hopes and dreams of going straight into the quarterfinals do start to slip away for the Egyptian squad. 55 seconds left.
3 players on this B side as well, and a 4th and a 5th coming now immediately on the rotate. This is not looking good for Anubis. It's a very telegraphed play.
Someone's going to have to do something insane for Anubis, and it won't be Yusuf. LSM does get traded out by Hassam, who will continue to try and work his way forward, but he's the last one, and that'll be that. All gamers complete it quite comfortably in the overtime. But to even get it to an overtime, I think, is a respectable result for Anubis, who probably will feel as though they could have done a little bit more, but they're not out of it just yet. All gamers, though, through to the quarterfinals.